Right, I just want to talk about this. I feel like there's not enough information out there about this topic, and it's not talked about often enough. And when I've been trying to find information about it to help me with the journey that I'm on right now, I haven't been able to find a lot. Um, I just want to talk about exercise addiction and exercise bulimia a little bit. I feel like exercise addiction isn't really recognized, especially in the fitness and gym communities, because you just convince yourself and other people just believe you're a highly motivated, passionate, disciplined person, and that the more you exercise and the harder you push yourself and the more dedicated you are to working out and exercising, the better. And exercise is good for you and it's healthy. And most people don't exercise enough, and most people are lazy and lack discipline. So, if you're a highly motivated, disciplined person who exercises all the time, people see that as admirable and they praise you and they respect you. And if you have a fit, toned, in shape body, then you get so much respect and admiration, and people wondering how you did it and being in awe of your discipline and motivation, but they don't see what's going on behind how you look on the outside. So I'm here to give you a little insight. Um, so when I started off, and you can find photos on my Instagram, Goth Pilates Mum, MUM, the New Zealand and UK spelling of mum. So I started out, I was 102 kg after I had my son. I was really depressed and in a dark headspace, and I thought that getting thin again would give my life a sense of meaning and purpose again and dig me out of that dark hole of depression I was in, and that if I achieved the goal of getting thin, everything in my life would be perfect and all my problems would be solved and I would no longer be depressed. My goal was to hit 75 kilos and get down to a New Zealand size 12 from a size 16. And I achieved that within a few months. I was going to the gym 5 to 6 times a week. I was extremely dedicated, pushing myself really hard. And I would tell myself, I did this workout, I burnt this many calories, so that cancels out my next meal because I just burnt 500 calories. So if I eat a 500-calorie meal, then my exercise makes up for it. So it's okay to eat that 500-calorie meal after my workout because I've earned it. Um, yeah, so I hit 75 kilos, and I believed if I hit 75 kilos in a size 12, I would finally feel good enough and I would be happy with myself and everything would be better and my goal would be achieved and I could just enjoy life again. But I didn't feel good enough and I didn't feel happy with myself, and I just kept grinding and pushing and going really hard, and I got down to 70 kilos, which I hadn't weighed for 7 years. At my skinniest, I was 69 kilos. So it was a really low weight for me. Um, but yeah, I kept going after that, and I got a coach and I started doing bodybuilding training and really perfecting my diet and getting a customized meal plan from my coach. I got down to 63 kilos, which is 63 is where it gets underweight according to my BMI for my height. I'm 5'10". So I got really, really skinny, and I weighed less than I've ever weighed in my life. Like, I've never weighed that lower weight before. So I felt a sense of satisfaction and pride that I had got myself that skinny. But to get that skinny, I had absolutely destroyed myself physically in the gym. Like, I got it in my head I had to eliminate every bit of body fat from my stomach and just from my body in general. So I would just see how long I could not eat anything for and go like 12, 14, 16 hours of fasting and do like a 2 hour super intense workout that would burn like 900 calories, and then only have like a coffee and a fruit smoothie after that, and then go straight to work and work a physical job for like 7 hours straight, and only have like a salad wrap with salmon or tuna or chicken for lunch and eat really light at work. But I was physically doing a lot, and I was probably burning a good 3,500 or more calories a day, but I was only eating 2,000 calories. And it got to the point where I pushed my body so hard for so long that I had a medical event at work where half my face went numb and I felt like I was having a stroke, and it really freaked me out. And then I got real lightheaded and almost passed out in the middle of work, and I had to leave and go to the hospital. And then I had all this medical intervention and got in trouble for pushing my body so hard for so long. And I hit burnout for 3 weeks. I couldn't go for a 5 minute walk down the street without feeling lightheaded and like I might pass out. I was so physically weak. I could only sit around home and eat food. Like, I had 3 basic meals a day. I was still terrified of gaining body fat. So I only ate 2,000 calories a day, but I was resting and not doing anything. But yeah, but I didn't let that stop me, and I was still addicted to the gym, and I was like, no, I can't give this up. I have to keep doing it. Even though I've literally wrecked my body, I'm going to get back into it. Nothing's going to stop me. So, yeah. And I pushed really, really hard for another year. And like the whole 2 years I've been at the gym, if I get sick, unless I'm bedridden and can't get out of bed and can't move and can't do anything, I'll still work out no matter how sick I feel, like unless I'm vomiting or, something horrible that I physically can't go to the gym. I'll work out sick and I won't let anything stop me going to the gym. And Christmas, weddings, anything, like I'm still going to go to the gym no matter what. Like, I won't let anything stop the grind. An example of how dedicated and obsessed I am with working out is that when my grandma was on her deathbed and after she died, I was just like, I'm not going to let this stop the grind. This isn't going to stop my gym grind. I'm going to train hard every day. I don't care that my grandma's dying. Like, I'm not going to let the fact she's dying stop my progress and stop me hitting my gym goals and having that dream ideal body. So I worked out hard at the gym all through her dying and after she died. And even though I was sick with a viral infection after she died and having anxiety and panic attacks, I didn't listen to my body, and I still hammered my body and forced myself to work out, and I didn't care. And my motto's always been that no matter how I'm feeling mentally or if I'm sick or anything, I'm just going to beat my body into submission at the gym, and I don't give a fuck. Like, my body will do what I tell it to, and I'll force it to keep working hard at the gym and never give up and never have a day off. Because in my mind, if I have a day off and I listen to my body and I let my body rest and recover, I tell myself I'm being lazy and slacking off, and I can't slack off. That was just my mentality. I just had to keep pushing, keep fighting, and I couldn't just do a moderate workout. Like, when I exercised, I had to push my body as hard as I possibly could, to the point of being super sweaty and exhausted and sometimes feeling like I was about to pass out, but I'd keep going. And even after that, I would still say, you could have pushed harder, you could have lifted heavier, you could have done more than that. And no amount of pushing myself hard was enough for me. None of it was good enough. I just had to, if I was in the gym, I had to destroy my body physically and just push myself as hard as possible. And there were no half measures. And even if I just recovered from being extremely sick, like after I had COVID, I just went straight back and just worked out super intensely, to the point I started having heart problems and heart palpitations, my heart racing all the time. And I had to have a nurse tell me, you need to slow down because you're going to damage your heart. And even then I kept going and I didn't care, and I was like, nothing's going to stop me. And by some miracle, I didn't permanently damage my heart or even give myself a heart attack or kill myself. So yeah, my addiction to the gym has been pretty extreme. The fact that my grandma died and all I really said to myself and to close friends is that her death is not going to ruin my gym progress, and it's not going to stop me going to the gym and pushing myself hard. And I've also said to people, you know, if I couldn't gym and push my body to breaking point, my life would be pointless and meaningless, and I might as well kill myself, because if I can't be the fittest version of myself and be constantly pushing my body to breaking point, then I feel like I'm a failure and I'm worthless and I'm achieving nothing and life's not worth living. But recently I've hit burnout again, and I've had to step back from the gym and take a few weeks off just for my body to fully recover. I had a viral infection for 3 weeks straight, and I kept working out hard through the infection and not giving my body time to rest and recover. And I just kept getting sicker and sicker, but I kept ignoring it and kept pushing. And then I got sick to the point where I couldn't ignore it anymore. And so I've been off the gym, and I've just had time to reflect a lot about how deep the addiction and obsession with the gym and with working out is, and how it really has just taken over my whole life to the point where I'm not present for my own child, because when I'm deep in that obsession that it's all about the gym, like just being around him, I get frustrated and irritated with him constantly, and I'm always too exhausted from my intense workouts to give him the love and attention he needs, and I'm constantly just telling him to go away because I just want to fixate and think about my next gym session and what muscle groups I'm hitting and how hard I'm going to train and hitting my new gym goals and how I'm going to get there, and that, you know, I've just got to put everything into those goals I have at the gym, and if I don't achieve those goals, life is meaningless and life is not worth living. And I've even thought stuff like, you know, when I'm suicidal, I'm like, I can't kill myself because there's probably no gym in the afterlife. So if I die and there is an afterlife, I probably can't work out there. So I don't want to die, because if I can't work out, then I'll be miserable. And so any afterlife, even if it's heaven or whatever, if there's no gym there, I'm going to be miserable and hate it. So I can't die because I need to keep going to the gym every day and lifting weights. But yeah, and every time anything negative would happen in my life, I would just put it into doing a super intense, brutal workout, and that was how I would cope with things. I would just compulsively need to exercise to cope with life's difficulties, and that was the only coping strategy I had for life. But yeah, I've taken some time off to really reflect on things, and just, yeah, the pressure I put on myself to, like, I told you I got really skinny and I was quite proud of myself, but then I realized I was too skinny and I'd taken it too far. So I changed my goal that in order to be perfect and have the perfect body, I had to look like a bodybuilder. So I made it all about building muscle and training and eating perfectly to meet that goal of looking like the bodybuilders I see on social media, and how I think they look so perfect. And if I just looked like them, I would be perfect and my life would be perfect, and I would feel good enough and I would feel fulfilled. But the reality is the goal just keeps shifting, and, you know, I thought if I hit 75 kg, I'd feel good enough. And then I didn't. Hit 70, still not good enough. Got as low as 63, still dissatisfied and not good enough. So I decided, oh, the new goal, look like a bodybuilder. Everyone in the gym community aspires to that. Well, a lot of people do, and it's considered admirable to have lots of muscle and look buff and look strong and look muscular. And I thought if I achieve that, I'll get lots of respect and admiration, and I'll be amazing and I'll be perfect and everyone will love me. And recently I've started doing Pilates, and today I just had a moment after doing a reformer class where I just felt like I felt satisfied, but not in the way where I've pushed my body to complete exhaustion and I'm an exhausted, sweaty mess. And I feel that adrenaline, dopamine rush, and I feel satisfied with myself. But I felt this calm, peaceful sense of satisfaction. And I was like, I'm not doing this because it's what other people expect of me and to get the validation of other people. Like this Pilates class I just did, it's the first time in years I've done something just for me. Like, this is for me and what I want to do. Like, I'm doing Pilates because I want to do it and I enjoy it, and it's not to get approval or validation or in the hopes that I'll have this perfect body and I'll finally feel good enough for myself and for other people. Like, no, I'm doing Pilates because I enjoy it and it's what I want to do, and it's not a compulsion to do it to get this perfect body for other people, you know? So yeah, that was a weird feeling. I just felt for the first time in years like, oh my God, like this is what I want to do, and this feels right and this feels good, and I'm giving my body what it needs. Like, instead of punishing my body and beating it into submission and hammering it with super intense, brutal exercise to force it to look a certain way, I'm doing a gentle form of exercise, which is still challenging. Like, Pilates is really challenging for your muscles and it strengthens your whole body and it's a really good workout, but I'm not hammering and beating my body into submission out of self-hatred and wanting to change to be good enough and like feeling unworthy and like I'm not good enough, so I'm doing this to myself so I can be good enough. Like, no, I'm just doing Pilates because it's enjoyable, and yeah, it's just nice to feel that feeling because I haven't felt it in so long, and it's a really hard feeling to explain, but I'm starting to more and more feel like I have a sense of purpose besides this endless striving to have the perfect body and just meet other people's standards and get their approval and validation through getting the perfect body that other people will admire and respect, and telling myself constantly, you know, if you don't go work out, you're a worthless piece of shit and you're lazy. And that's like the last 2 years, every time I feel like I don't want to work out or I'm sick or anything, I just tell myself, you're a fat, lazy, worthless piece of shit. And if you don't work out, then you are worthless and you're a failure and you're a loser and you have to do it. And that was how I motivated myself to lose 40 kg and get in shape. And people probably look at me and think, like, wow, she's so motivated and dedicated to the gym. But they have no idea that the way I achieve that level of motivation is by telling myself every single day that I'm a fat, lazy piece of shit and I'm worthless if I don't keep doing this. And just all that toxicity I directed towards myself, and other people have no idea, and just neglecting my son and neglecting my responsibilities and not enjoying or living my life because I put everything obsessively into the gym, and that I had to hammer my body until I achieved perfection, like perfection in my eyes, and these gym people that I admire and respect, like what I think they view as perfection that I have to achieve to get respect and to have value as a human being. And I guess I'm on this journey of realizing that I have value apart from having the perfect body, and that's a really hard concept to grasp for me right now, and I'm still struggling to get there where I can genuinely believe that even if I don't have the perfect body, I still have value as a human being. I'm starting to believe it slowly, but it is really difficult right now. But I have friends who are overweight, and I would never talk to them how I talk to myself. Like, I believe if I gained weight and I got fat, I would be disgusting and a failure, and everyone around me would see what a disgusting, worthless failure I am. But I look at other people who are overweight and I don't think they're disgusting or worthless or a failure. I think there's a lot of good things about them for who they are, like that they're kind-hearted and genuine and a beautiful person on the inside. And I see a lot of overweight people that still look beautiful, and like they don't have perfect gym bodies like the bodybuilders I look up to and I think I should look like, but they are beautiful in their own way and they're unique and all that. But I still am very self-critical and tell myself, if you ever got fat or gained weight, you would be disgusting and worthless and a failure as a human being, and everyone else would believe that about you. But I know it's all bullshit, and I'm just trying to work through all this crap and live in a better, healthier way emotionally and mentally. I still want to stay fit, and I'm really enjoying reformer Pilates, and I want to carry on with this journey of getting into Pilates and doing exercise that I really enjoy. That's not about, trying to force my body to look a certain way. And I went on a hike last weekend, which is a big no-no in the weightlifting community because, cardio. We're supposed to hate cardio and avoid cardio, but I did a 2-hour hike and it was really enjoyable. And I'm still doing like once or twice a week, like a little bit of weightlifting just with dumbbells at home just to keep that body strength up. But I'm not obsessing over building a bodybuilder's physique or looking a certain way. I'm just doing it because I enjoy it and to stay fit and healthy. And I'm not obsessing over having the perfect diet either. Like, I ate 2 biscuits today, which is huge for me because usually I only eat clean and I would not allow myself to eat anything unhealthy, especially biscuits or treats. But I said, you know what, like, it's okay, you can have 2 biscuits. Like, you've eaten healthy for every meal, you can have just 2 biscuits, it's fine. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to put this out there because I feel like there might be other people on a similar journey to me or who have been through similar who might relate to this. So yeah, just putting this out there. And yeah, see ya.